Okay, back with more digging history, the reveal. So we were looking at, before my dog photo bombed me there. um, this is a plate that goes to a door. I remember actually seeing houses that had these in them. So it's kind of a neat find. It's old. I mean, it's 100 years old at least. So I may clean this up and keep it. They make good decoration pieces for people that are into primitive. So you can find some of this stuff if you're into primitive. You know, you can clean some of this stuff up and repurpose it and use it for decorations or whatever. If you want some of this, let me know. I can definitely hook you up with this whole jar or this whole bucket of stuff in here. Okay, so I'm cleaning some nickels right here. So I found a bunch of nickels. And I really don't generally find good quality nickels because these obviously are red. So that means that they were, hold on a second here. That means they were in very acidic soil. But I do have a couple of, I have mainly these Jefferson nickels. But I do have a couple of buffalo nickels that are in there. Here's a buffalo nickel. You can barely make it out. Let me see if I can get a Sitting Bull up there. There you go. So, and that's kind of how you find these things in the condition that you find them in. And I always look for the three-legged buffalo on the back. Because even in a bad condition, those have some value. But again, lots of nickels. Two of these are buffalo nickels. Now this one was in the same dirt, and look how clean that is. Why? Because there's more silver content in this nickel than another nickel. So this is a wartime nickel from the 1940s, 1943, and it has a large letter on the back, just above Monticello. So when you see that, you know, look a little closer and check the mint marks. Some of these are valuable. Don't know. I got two buffalo nickels in here, so that was cool to find buffalo nickels. I save them for my grandkids and my children. I keep jars of money squirreled away so that they have it. You know, I usually don't sell stuff. So found some more earth turds, and there we go. Now we get down to the point to where, so you've seen the coins. I found this really cool buckle. So it flipped down like this, okay? And it had a little, you know, these little catches on here. So I looked this up, researched this a little bit. This is a suspender button, most likely from the 1930s. To the 1920s, possibly even the teens. When you clean this up, and again, just a little bit of water in there, but look, it's fully functional. It works just fine. So you're looking at something that's 75, 80 years old. Let's see. Possibly almost 100 years old. This very well could have been from the 1900s. So it could have been from... you know, as I look at this, I'm looking to see if there's any U.S. markings on there. Because if it was about a military issue, and usually what you'll do is you'll look along the tops here or on the inside, and sometimes there'll be marks, maker marks, and some of them are stamped with U.S. If it's stamped with U.S., then this is most likely at the latest World War I, when they were issuing suspenders still. So I'll look that up and we'll see. You know, I got a little brush here. Let me see if I can see something here. And I don't see anything just yet, but it does have a military appearance to it. So I'll do some research on it, and this might have been a real cool find. Might have been a World War I suspender buckle. Possibly. Don't hold me to it. And again, more trash, some pottery, metal, just junk, some newer modern bullets. into the recycling bin it goes. And guess what? Nobody finds those again. So, and that's the way you should do it. So then I went looking and I found this. So I'm looking at that. I'm like, what the heck is that? So I thought, is that some kind of a disposable thing? No, it's the silver plating that went on a knife. So I found the good part. I found the silver part, which is really, really cool. So I don't know what the value is on it, but whatever the value of silver is. But that is exactly what that is. So they would put the silver over the metal and hammer it on. And now when the metal rots and rusts, you know, the silver remains. So more silver for James. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. The other thing I found two really cool spoon or fork handles. I'm not sure. But when I look at this one right here is obviously very, very old. I think it's brass or copper or something of that type. But take a look at it. So it's missing the top, so we don't know. But we know this is a handle. This could possibly have been a child's handle. So this may have been a child's spoon handle. I don't think it's silver, but I'll clean it up later and find out. This one, however, this one's much, much older. This one, we're looking at probably about at least 200 years old. And what is this? This is pewter. And this is a pewter handle off of a spoon, most likely, or a fork. But it is pewter. Now, I'm telling you, most people were stopped eating with pewter by 1820, okay? Now, some people will disagree with me on that, but most pewter that you find is at least, so this is at least 200 years old. And finding, you know, the 1851 large cent, which, you know, is fast approaching 200 years, you know, that's kind of cool. So it's 2019, so 1951, it was 100 years old, so you do the math. You know, you're looking at something that's, you know, 68 years old right now. So 168 years old. So 51, yeah, 168 years old. So there we go. So those are my finds. And, oh, I did find, I got to show you this one last thing. And we're getting close to my time. So bear with me, folks. Bear with me. I did find a really cool bullet. A really cool bullet. And I know it's a bullet, but I want you all to look at it. It's a strange looking bullet, okay? So those of you that know your bullets, okay, let's take a look at this thing and tell me what it is. So you see that it's got the, I got some water down there. So you see it's got a really pronounced ridge here at the bottom. So it could be a pistol round. It could be an old carbine round. I don't know. But this is the bottom. It's lead. It's not copper coated. But it's just a strange looking bullet. So if anyone can help me identify that bullet, I'm pretty sure it's not Civil War. Okay, but it's over 100 years old, and I think it's cool. Anyways, that's it for the finds for the last couple days. Remember, geologists, if you're out there, tell me what this stone is. I found it in a creek. I'll take you to where I found it at. If it's something that's really cool, I can take you where it's at. There's a few more there. Okay, I didn't dig them all up, but I know exactly where it's at. It's in the middle of nowhere. You'll never find it unless you're there. And it's pretty close to the place that I found this bad boy right here. So, people, please watch our show. Please subscribe to Digging History with the Gun Truck LT, and also check out my children's pages. So I have a son and a daughter. They are into video games and gaming, and it's very kid-friendly YouTube channels. Hither, Hither, Rumble, 999, and then of course he's got a couple other sites, but he'll be on my site as well. So that's my son. He's 10 years old. He wants to be a game designer. So he's a pretty smart kid. So I can imagine he'll be doing that. My daughter does a little bit of videos and things like that, and she is going to start classes in art and acting on Monday at the French Art Colony in Gallipolis, Ohio. So, folks, that's where we're at. I hope that you've enjoyed the show. And I'm sorry. My dog just walked by and he's got tape on his paw and he can't get it off. All right, folks, I better get off here and help Charlie get the tape off of his paw. God bless you, folks. Remember, every day is a blessing that you wake up above ground. Don't waste 1 minute on nonsense. Get out, get a detector, get digging, and follow us on YouTube. Give us a like and follow and share. God bless you and have a great evening.